So we're just going to start with a warm-up, getting our bodies mobile and ready to do the exercise. Okay, so the first movement is a plank position. So you're on your hands and you're going to just push your bottom up towards the ceiling and push your chest through towards your thighs, a bit like a downward dog. So we're just warming up the shoulders. So just rocking forward and backwards. Good. Just 2 more of those. Heidi. Okay, and then we're going to go into a squat and then up into a hamstring stretch. So dropping right down into a squat. You can stay down there for a second if you need to, if you're feeling a bit tight in the hips, and then just lifting your bottom, keeping your fingers under your toes if you can. Don't worry too much if you haven't got the hamstring flexibility, just straighten them as much as you can. Just warming them up, dropping down, chest up, and then bottom up, chest staying down. Good, a couple more of those. Brilliant, okay. And then the last thing we're going to do is a lunge and reach. So as we lunge forward, we just reach both arms up into the air and just slight movement back with the head. Don't overextend that back. Good. A couple more. Good, well done. Okay, so not everyone has barbells and weights at home, so you can improvise and you can use a backpack. We've put some water bottles in, so you can put books, whatever you want to do, just to put some weight into it. And one of the other movements we're going to be doing is using some water bottles, just to give you some resistance there. Okay, so Heidi's going to go through. Heidi's going to go through some of the movements that you're going to be doing in this 10 minutes. So movement 1 is a bent over row using the rucksack. So keeping those shoulders back, shoulder blades squeezed together, elbows nice and close to that body, just pulling that rucksack in towards the body. So that is your bent over row. Thank you. Okay, your next movement is going to be a glute bridge. So that is onto your back. You want your feet about hip width apart, nice and close to your bottom. Squeezing your bottom as you push your hips up towards the ceiling. Big squeeze, good. So that is your glute bridge. Your next movement is your thruster. So this is where your water bottles are going to come in. So a thruster is a combination of going into a squat and a press above the head. So Heidi will demonstrate that for you. So down into a squat and pushing up. So it's quite a smooth movement. It's not two separate movements. As you come down, your arms come down. As you go up, your arms go up. So that is your thruster. Okay. And your last movement is a back extension. So you'll be lying down onto the floor. So you can have your hands in front of you, you can have them on your temples, whatever's comfortable, and your hips and thighs stay nice and pressed into the ground, and you just lift your chest off the floor. Don't force it, just what's comfortable for you in that movement. We all have different range of motion in these areas. So that is your back extension. Okay. So they are your movements for your 10-minute AMRAP. Starting now. So 12 bent over rows. Pulling your tummy in, making sure that you support your lower back as you're bent over. After those 12 rows, you will be going into your glute bridges. Straight in, no rest. We want to keep the momentum going throughout this whole 10 minutes, just moving from exercise to exercise. So always make sure you really squeeze those glutes at the top range there, driving those hips up towards the ceiling. After those 12, you'll be coming up to do your thrusters. So taking those weights, try and get into a nice deep squat and driving that weight up above the head. Good work. So 12 reps on each. I'm going to try and keep going. After your 12 thrusters, you are then down into your back extensions. Don't forget to breathe on these ones. A lot of people hold their breath. It's a bit of a strange position because you're limiting your breathing lying on your tummy. Just working that lower back. Well done, Heidi. Feeling all right? Into your next round, back into your bent over rows. So we want to just try and keep going. If you need to grab some water, then do. If you need to just take a few seconds to breathe, then please do. If not, crack on, keep going. You want to try and get as many rounds in as you can in the 10 minutes. Good, keeping those elbows nice and close to the body. Big squeeze up there, and then down into those glute bridges. If you wanted to make the glute bridges a bit harder, you could put one of the water bottles across, just to give yourself a little bit of resistance. We won't make you do that right now. Well done. And back into those thrusters. If you've only got one bottle, do 6 on one side, then 6 on the other. Everything can be adaptable. Good, well done, Heidi. You want to try and remember to count in your head so you don't do the wrong amount of reps. Good, and down into those back extensions. Don't force yourself up, just a small lift just so you feel the lower back. Good. Nice and strong in the glutes as well. Well done, Heidi. She's on to round number 3. Back to the bent over rows. Try and make sure you keep that chin tucked in. Don't want to have your chin sticking out. Nice straight line in the back. Good. Back to those glute bridges. Grab a water bottle. Bit of resistance there if you want. Driving up. Make sure you squeeze those glutes at that top range, otherwise they're a bit pointless. Good, Heidi. Big squeeze, well done. Back onto those thrusters. So we're just working through. We're up to the 5 minutes mark here. It's halfway through. Well done, Heidi. So obviously Heidi's going at quite a nice steady pace. You might want to take it a bit slower. You might want to go a bit faster. Just make sure you do it safely. Good, well done. Okay, back down for your back extensions. Lead with that chest, good. done. So just finishing off round number 3. Good work, Heidi. Feeling all right? Good. Nice and controlled with those movements. Well done. Back down for those glute bridges. Just under 3 minutes to go. Into those thrusters. Good. See, Heidi gets quite deep in her squats. She's got quite good flexibility there in her hips. You might find it harder to get that low, but try and make sure you get into a squat and not just a little dip. Big drive up. One smooth movement on the way down and on the way up. Good, well done. Okay, back down to your back extensions. Not long to go. Well, good. About 2 minutes left. This is round number 5. Good. Keeping the tummy pulled in, like I said. Nice squeeze up with that rucksack. Well done. Good work, Heidi. Keep going, you are nearly there. Okay, we've got just under 1 minute to go. Not far. Sorry, 1 minute, 1 minute to go. Sorry, got you excited then. But you're nearly there, you're not. A little bit more to go, you're doing brilliantly. Keep going. Idea being in these 10 minutes, we get as many rounds in as we can and as many reps. So working continuously if you can for that 10 minutes. Your rest is going to come at the end. We've got about 30 seconds to go. So Heidi's going to complete another round and possibly get into the next round. Nearly there. Not long to go. Keep going. Well done. Get some rows done. Got the last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Well done. Good work. Okay, so now we're just going to take you through some cool down stretches because we've just worked all those muscles pretty hard. So we're just going to focus on the glutes to start with. Now this is a stretch you could do standing, but we're going to do it lying down. So Heidi's going to lie onto her back. She's going to have one knee bent, the other foot on that knee, and then just pulling that in towards her chest. So it's just going to stretch that glute for her. Does that feel good? Yeah. Okay, so you want to really hold these stretches for about 30 seconds if you can. So you'll do that on each leg. So if you want to change legs, so dropping that knee out and then pulling that leg in towards you from behind the thigh. Okay, and if you release that, and then you're going to lie on your side, we're going to go onto a quad stretch now. So that is just the front of the leg here. And we're going to pull the foot into the bottom. And if you want to just increase that stretch a little bit on your hip as well here, if you squeeze that glute